So this slide is a quick snapshot of recent headlines in the B2B space. It seems very noisy on purpose, but the signal and the noise is really about how distributors have a target on their back effectively. There were surveys done to about, I believe, 40 distributors and suppliers actually. And what is most interesting here is you see manufacturers starting to have their own shop on Amazon Business. In fact, 3/4 of them, 30 out of the 40, just said, you know what, I got to set up my own shop. I got to sell directly to the end users of my products. Here's some more data set to show how e-commerce is really becoming the dominant channel. You see on the left-hand side here, the different sectors where e-commerce is growing. And, you know, Electrico is actually doing fairly well in terms of adoption versus something like building materials or construction, which is way lagging behind. On the right-hand side here, you can see how the pandemic really accelerated e-commerce adoption. B2B firms are moving their procurement all online. What I've also learned is 40% of electrical contractors, you know, they purchase from distributors' websites today. Okay, so you got platforms and marketplaces with product offering. What else can we do? What else can distributors and players in this space look to, you know, compete? Well, this is a category that I think Amazon doesn't offer at all today. Your contractors, right? How can you make their life easier? How can you make their business flourish and you know, do more and grow? So here are example categories of tools that you can provide to your contractors. So example here is like a BIM, a 3D modeling tool, project management tools. So obviously, as a job is underway, how do you manage them, making sure they're on schedule? How do you coordinate, you know, help them coordinate their subcontractors, financing, and potentially even insurance tools, right? So how can you enable these contractors to have that? Whether you offer them credits them yourself, or more importantly, can you find partners who would do that? Another category, weather forecasting, for example. You know, a lot of time this impact the project. How do you keep real-time updates, making sure the job site is safe, depending on weather and situation like that, more forecasting, when can projects get done, you know, on time and safely. And then of course you got a service marketplace. An example here might be, how can you help connect trade skilled workers with these contractors looking for labor? And then last but not least, we already cover product marketplaces, right? You know, help them be a part of these product marketplaces, deliver, you know, products, building supplies directly to the target customer. So that's contractor enablement. And then going back deeper into product marketplaces, here are the key essential components of a successful product marketplace. We identify these 4 components, and you know, these same components apply whether this marketplace is servicing a business or a retail customer. It doesn't matter. They all seem to be the same. Here's a summary of recommendations on what, in my opinion, both the small and mid-sized distributors should be looking to do versus a larger entity. So if you're a small and mid-sized distributor, for example, and I believe this is the, you know, largest audience at EFC here, what should you do? You know, in my opinion, having e-commerce and mobile apps, things like that, are what we call table stakes. You should have them. And then when it comes to platform, what can a small and mid-sized entity look to do? So in my opinion, you should advocate for, participate in, and adopt these distributor-friendly type of platform. There are platforms out there whose mission in life is to disintermediate the distributor, to enable manufacturers, and going straight to the consumer. I think that obviously wouldn't be what you want to be. So be a part of the more distributor-friendly ones where they rely on distributor to do at least the fulfillment, and then any additional value-added services, I think would be powerful for you to be a member of. If you are a larger entity, I think that's where it's most interesting. You may see Amazon Business is a more immediate threat potentially. And so for me, a large entity should look towards the following. Having full digital connectivity is required. All your suppliers, all your customers should be able to transact digitally, have an equity stake in industry-specific platforms that, again, support distributors. What do I mean by equity stake? I mean, can you form strategic partnership with them? Can you invest in them? Or if it makes sense, can you acquire them if they're small enough or fits your pocket, obviously. But yeah, you gotta have some meaningful stake here. This contractor enablement, I mentioned earlier, how can you make their lives easier and, thus create a stickier business? And then last but not least, if you're not sure, then partner with platform experts. And, I'm not going to be shy on promoting Applico here, but we've done that. Applico provide that expertise. We help a lot of clients in the B2B space understand that strategy, get alignment with their, board and the executive team on what to do, and give them a path towards how to execute that strategy.